Google has a massive 2021 Q2 algorithm rollout plan, and this is going to begin to measure websites, and yes, that means creative small business websites just like ours, against on-page experience factors. Those are going to start to affect how we rank in Google. So you got to deal with it. You've got to make sure your website's ready. I know you've got a ton on your to-do list, but here is the good news. None of these updates trump the fact that good quality SEO copywriting and SEO-centric content is king. AKA, you can still win the game with better content, better domain authority, social shares, and so much more. So if you have been writing great content and publishing great stuff for weeks, months, even years at this point, congratulations, all your efforts are not null and void. I'm going to share some of the recommendations on how we can get ready for this algorithm update, but essentially what I want to unpack in this video is cover for you what my SEO copywriting strategy here is for 2021. Raise your hand or hit that like button if those three little letters SEO have given you some stress in your business before. Hopefully we're going to end some of that today. If we haven't met yet, my name is Ashlyn Carter. I'm a conversion copywriter and launch strategist for creative entrepreneurs, and I have had so many clients and students say, okay, I get it. I understand that quality conversion copy is important for my website, but how does that mesh? How does that come together with things like SEO writing? What's the overlap? How do I tie them together? How does a blog format differ from an SEO standpoint from on-page websites? How does the SEO in my blog differ from when I'm writing just a landing page on my website? I get it. If that's you, yay, I'm glad you're here because I'm going to do a 3-part series. This video is one of 3 that I'm doing where I'm going to do a bit of a deep dive into SEO copywriting and content writing and help support you there. So let's get into my 2021 strategy. The first thing I'm going to do is double down on the things that I am already ranking for. Okay, the first thing I want to do is go back and look at 2020 and past that even and see where I've already been ranking or doing well. My best tip for this is, yes, it's going to be to dive into some Google Analytics, but here is specifically my best ninja tip. It is great to be in one of those top 3 slots that Google will report after you search for whatever query you're looking for. But what about slots numbers 4 through 30? Google already likes me or you when you're in those slots, likes you for that keyword. They're flagging you as relevant. You just haven't broken one of those top spots. Well, this is the first thing that I want to know is where do I stand for spots 4 through 30? Okay, if you want to play along with me here, there's 2 things that we can do. The first is go ahead and open up Google's Search Console. They already aggregate this data and you can see where you're ranking. This is kind of the path that you want to do that. Honestly, the easiest way to do this, I think, is through a free tool from the Hoth. It's called their Google Rankings Checker. I am not affiliated with them in any way. I've just found this tool. I think it's helpful. It is an opt-in essentially, so you'll be on their email mailing list, but the tool is just so great. Okay, so theoretically from this list, after we go through it, we can see where we're already ranking and what we could boost to see a massive traffic spike in, hopefully. Now, what's so interesting for me as I look at this data, as I see where we rank, it is truly a mix of website landing pages. Again, we're going to talk about that coming up here, but it's also a mix of regular content that I'm spitting out on my blog. I can see I'm ranking for things like website copy template, launch copywriter, about page copywriting, product launch copy, my name, obviously. But what is also interesting to note are the things that I wasn't truly going after, but they are bubbling up and they are ranking. These random blog posts I wrote that just happened to do well, I may want to go and try to figure out how to capture. Longer tail keywords like Emily Lay Planner, Artifact Uprising Baby Book, how to read effectively, that may be one that I'm definitely interested in. And this blog post that will never die that brings in so much traffic, it's how to create your wedding planning spreadsheet. These are short and long tail keywords that I'm already ranking for. By the way, ranking in general comes from writing good, juicy blog content. And if you want the behind the scenes on exactly how I craft a blog, make sure you check out this video right here. I'll link it down below. And hit subscribe because next week's video, I'm gonna dive into specifically how I do keyword research for blogs. So look out for that one as well. All right, if you were playing along, then you've started to pull this list together of spots you may not have even known you were already ranking for. So that's one part of my strategy for 2021 is seeing how I can then go back and double down and make sure that these pages are continuing to rank or push the ones that are in the, the back half of that 4 through 30 spots. See how I can push those into page 1. The next way I'm going to keep up a solid SEO copywriting strategy in 2021 is I'm gonna be aware that these Google algorithm changes are coming, and I'm just gonna adjust appropriately. I always feel like having an SEO strategy feels a little bit like what investing in the stock market is like. If you do it right, if you set it up well, theoretically, you should be able to let it just sustain for a long time. You implement once or check on it occasionally, maybe once a year, to see those consistent results over time. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm an online marketer, a digital marketer, and I swear sometimes I still feel like I need a master's degree to even understand what in the heck is going on in Google Analytics, or just even read the weekly update emails that they send sometimes. It's a lot. Here in a nutshell is what this algorithm update that you and I need to be aware of. Here's what it boils down to. Forbes said it very clearly. Content may still be king, but if the user experience isn't any good, it does not matter how good the content is. No one's going to see it. All online searchers and all online search engines really want one thing. We want to get the info we were looking for with a great website experience along the way. So starting in May, Google is going to hawk-eye this a little bit more than they have in the past from a user experience standpoint. 2 videos from now, I'm going to give you 8 ways that you can update your website to make sure that it's ready for all this, so hit subscribe. But what can you do before then? Again, if you want to play along at home, what I want you to do now is go back to your Google search engine and mosey along to a new tab that they added in fairly recently. It's called your Core Web Vitals. Now, apparently they're going to give us some time to get this stuff updated, but it's just really good to know for now. When I'm in here, you can see that most of my issues are that pages take a little over that golden spot, 2.5 seconds to load. This can be a real challenge for those of us that have large websites or have a lot of big images. Seems to affect a lot of creative entrepreneurs. Even if you just have lots of features, this can affect it. Now, as I'm doing my own website update for 2021, I have jotted down a list of some of the things that I'm going to work on to fix this, and how I'm going to go and clean out some of the code that's been in there for a long time, things like that. I'm going to put this list over on the side just in case you want to screenshot this. That'll help you as well. But I loved how this Impact article put it. Now is the time to take action against any page experience metrics here where you're falling short. Do not wait. So that checklist I just showed you, and making sure that on-page load time is sped up as much as possible, those are some things that I am going to do as I refresh and get ready to relaunch my website. You can do the same thing. And then last but not least, the final thing that I'm going to do to focus on a solid SEO copywriting strategy in 2021 is to keep up that long form copy. A lot of students or clients will ask me, do I really need a blog? Yes, I always say yes. Now, I talk a lot about creating those hero pieces of content every single week, and this is why I love that system, because this enables you to do that. You don't have to worry about publishing massive, big content all the time. Again, back to the investment word picture. I want you to think about over time how this can build. So if you can go for a year creating those 52 pieces of hero content and then really work to make sure that they're ranking over time, it's like you're planting all these little evergreen trees. And no matter what you're doing or how you're creating video or audio content to help enhance these, they will live somewhere. Again, if I go back to the data and look at what was working in 2020 and even past that, other little evergreen trees I planted, what I'm seeing is I'm already ranking for things like weekly routine, theme days for work, how to write a pitch email, how to launch my website, and then blogs that bring people in have been things like how to name your business, how to create a welcome packet, how to write your website copy in Google Docs, how to write your about page. These are past hero pieces of content that are still working and bringing in people. So it's gonna take a little bit of calendar creativity, but here's one thing I'm gonna do in 2021. I'm gonna try so very hard to update or at least optimize one of these every single week moving forward. How can I double down? How can I flesh this out with more information or newer information that I've learned, or add in little demos and video tutorials, or add in some more pinnable images? Are there more keywords that I can tie into this? The other little bonus tip I'm going to give here that goes along with this third piece of the strategy is to update the list or refresh the list of keywords that I am trying to rank for. If you've never done this before, or you just want to try it for the first time, here are the 4 steps. It's pretty easy. I just want you to pull out a piece of paper, and the first thing is brain dump all the different services, products, or offers that your business has. Make a list. What are they called? Write all those down. The second thing I want you to do is put on both your business owner hat and then your client or your customer hat. I don't know why I was doing that move, but I want you to write down all of the different ways that you could say that, or that they might be typing in when they're looking for that. We're just making a word salad here. So step 3, think about any auxiliary offers that you promote or things that you talk about a lot, tools that you use a good bit, affiliate programs you're a part of. And then number 4, and this just comes from putting your ear to the ground constantly. I know I talk about that borderline ad nauseum, but the different ways that people would be searching for someone like you. That client or customer needs what you do. how are they going to search on Google? What are they going to back up and be looking for to come to you? They need more help. How will they adjust their terms in Google or whatever search engine they're using to continue to keep drilling down and figure out what they're looking for? Phrase these as questions when you're making this big word salad of keyword research ideas. Do this before you watch this next video in the series that is coming out, where I'm going to talk into how I do blog keyword research, my strategy there specifically, but I promise it's going to help if you have at least some overarching direction of what you think people are going to be looking for. If I can keep those up this year, I'll feel pretty dang good about it. And if you're tracking with me so far, you're working so hard on making sure you're building a website that works when you can't, with compelling copy that actually converts, then I have something for you that may make life a little bit easier. Meet my 44 questions your website must answer before you launch it checklist. It is a done for you list of pulled together checkpoints that I want you to not pass go or collect 200 before you can check off at least most of these. I have done all the brainstorming for you after working with so many clients on the agency side of my business and their website copy. And this is a solid checklist if you are ready to master your message, write your site, and launch it to sell. So voila, there you have it. I sure hope that free checklist helps. You can look below to download it. Okay, now you know how to get your SEO copy to a good place before you launch it out there, but what about figuring out your pre-launch strategy on a tool like Instagram? Be sure to watch the next video I've got teed up where I'm going to talk you through a pre-launch strategy that you can execute on Instagram. If you liked this video, let me know by hitting that like button. Make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss the next two in this series, and also be sure to share this with anybody that you think it may help. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.